What the fuck? I did my audio test and then attempted to delete the audio test, and it gave me a loading screen. Like, it was trying to, but it couldn't. What the fuck ever. It is 1:37 a.m. and I am finishing up my exercise, my workout, but I just found out that my podcast episode I recorded is fucked. I only have 15 minutes of footage. For context, I was recording for an hour and 30 minutes, and it saved 15 minutes of footage. And this shit needs to be uploaded on Saturday. Fuck my fucking chungus life. I tried to record this episode of the Buttership podcast last night, and it fucking... My headphones are about to... Ew. I recorded 1 hour and 37 minutes of footage, and it took 30 more minutes before I force-stopped OBS. It saved 15 minutes of footage. And then I tried this afternoon to record this episode of the Buttership podcast, and it saved 10 minutes of footage. So I am recording on my phone until I can figure out the fucking problem. I hope my phone can handle it. 2 nights ago, I woke up with a shoebox on my bed, the shoes still inside, and the faintest memory of trying to close the lid. I have no idea how the shoebox got there or why it was there. It just was. Summer so far. I thought of code names so this story would be easier to tell. My friend Ketchum's little brother Pikachu's graduation party was on June 6th, the day after graduation. I walked about 20 to 30 minutes to their house and was let in by our mutual friend, Soccer. Soccer and I talked for about 15 minutes before Ketchum came out of the shower, or out of their room after showering. And then their older sister, did I forget to codename her? I think I did. Fuck! Charizard. Their older sister, Charizard, said that we were leaving. We got in the car and drove to their parents' Mexican restaurant where the party was held. We enter the building and are met with Ketchum, Pikachu, and I's mutual friends, Juice and Bagpipes. Juice and Bagpipes were already there, so we, instead of sitting in a booth, put together tables and then sat, talked, gossiped, and drank. I had a total of 10 beers and 1 shot of tequila. I have only ever drank 5 Twisted Teas and 2 Mike's Hard Lemonades on separate occasions last year. My headphone just died. No! I was drinking that much because I had the idea that if I got high or drunk enough, I would text my crush the pre-typed texts I had typed. And I did. After 8 beers and 1 shot of tequila, I texted my crush. I said that I had retyped the text many times because it always felt too confusing and too self-centered, and that I thought that was me, that I was too confusing and too self-centered and hypocritical, that I had put the blame on him for our problems that I could have fixed, and that I made him out to be what I am, that I was sorry, that I loved him and loved us. I got cheesy and then asked if he would accept my apology if he didn't feel the same still. His response was a nothing burger. It meant fuck all. It was an exception to my apology and I miss you too, and that was it. The conversation was dry, it was stale, and it meant fuck all. So I downloaded Hinge and I have been talking to people on Hinge and off Hinge. I told the people I was hanging out with at that party, I told my crush and I's mutual friend, and I told my best friend. The party group said, be careful, I will be. Our mutual friend said, valid, and my best friend said, valid. The rest of that party, after texting him, was me getting more drunk so that I wouldn't stress. There was nothing to stress about because he said nothing. Nothing burger. Fuck all. I have had 7 girls and 3 guys match with me on Hinge. I think 3 of those girls unmatched with me for some fucking reason, and I unmatched with 1 guy. We had exchanged Instagrams and he was texting me all the time. I have experienced the man that texts all the time twice, and they both were assholes. So I was trying to take a step back. It wasn't hard. He sent me an image of himself with a thumbs up, and I was like, how do I respond to this? So I sent an image of myself with a thumbs up back, and then he sends another image of himself with a thumbs up. What am I supposed to say? So I ignore it. He hasn't texted me since. What the fuck did you want from me? It pissed me off so bad. I unfollowed him and unmatched with him. Then we had Bruce Wayne shit. Bruce Wayne shit and I had chill conversation. It wasn't too often. It wasn't too much. It wasn't concerning. And he hasn't texted me in 3 days. I hate men. And then we have Crywolf shit. We have things in common. I think he's cute. My best friend said he looks like Avon Jogia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she said he looks like Avon Jogia. He hasn't texted in a day and a half. So maybe our Avatar The Last Airbender movie watch together isn't happening. And then we have our last Hinge match, Sonic shit. She's so hot and funny. I think I might need her. Hopefully all goes well. You never know. But I am happier, I think, knowing that people want to get to know me and that they are willing to put in some effort, because my crush didn't. I tried. I texted him. He said nothing burger, fuck all. So of course, moving on. I told Crywolf shit that I was watching Love Island season 2 and season 8 at the same time. I am watching season 2 by myself and I am watching season 8 with my best friend. He asked how I could watch that shit. I said I never used to like reality TV until Love Island season 6 released. Everyone was talking about it. I had FOMO. I had to hop on that train and I loved it. Season 6 is my favorite season. Season 1 is my second favorite season. Season 2 is my third favorite season. And season 8 is my fourth favorite season so far. I will explain later. But Crywolf shit and I bonded over knowing the artist Crywolf. I know nobody else that knows Crywolf. So I was shocked. He was shocked because same situation. This time he asked what other shows I like. I said my favorite shows are Avatar: The Last Airbender and Animal Kingdom. Explain that I am collecting the soundtrack vinyls of the seasons of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I have book 1 and book 2 right now, and I am desperately searching for book 3. I like going in stores and finding them. When I found both book 1 and book 2, I left book 2 to re-find it. I had not seen book 3 at fucking all. Where is it? I need it. But he asked if I watched the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, and I asked if he meant the live action show or the movie coming out this year. He said the movie coming out this year because it was leaked last year. I completely forgot. And then he said we should watch it together. I don't know if that's happening now, but Love Island, I want to go in order. Love Island season 1. How are none of those people still together? Zach and Elizabeth, Dylan and Alexandra, Ray and Caro. I can't remember the fourth couple in the finale. They were so cute. They were perfect for each other. They were so normal and human. They were so normal and human and cute and perfect. I have no complaints for anybody that season. Season 2, James and Mackenzie. And Lauren. I am about halfway through the season. James, Mackenzie, and Lauren are my problems. James was weird off the fucking bat. He was weird. He was pressuring Moira to have sex in the villa. Would you have sex in the villa? Why don't you want to have sex in the villa? Would you have sex with me in the villa? Why don't you want to have sex with me in the villa? You have known each other for a week, maybe 2. What the fuck are you asking me? And I think everybody else in the villa ignored it because Moira was so in on James, but they shouldn't have. He was acting weird. And then his true colors shone after Moira went on her date with Calvin. He was being confrontational, he was being competitive, and he was being defensive. And when she points that out to him, he says, I'm not being confrontational, I'm not being competitive, I'm not being defensive. That is defensive. Saying you're not being defensive is being defensive. And he just kept ramping up. Of course she chose Calvin. And when she chose Calvin, no one cried for James. They cried for Jeremiah because Jeremiah was a good fucking person. He may not have known how to properly convey and communicate his emotions without being blatant and blunt, but he was a sweet person otherwise. No one gave a fuck about James leaving. Thank God. And then Mackenzie saying she isn't controlling or manipulative, but she cries at anything Connor does that isn't with her. She walks away from the fire pit and expects him to be there for her immediately. 2 days into being in the villa, he kisses another girl in a challenge or in a game, and she gets upset. He goes on a date with Lauren because America chose that for him. She gets upset. So much so, she says she's gonna throw up. Lauren's reaction was so valid there. Oh my god. Valid. But Lauren was a prick too. The way she exited that villa, saying their connections were fake and their relationships were fake and that they were fake. What is your issue? They were so nice to you. Love Island season 6 I won't talk about because I feel like that is the most talked about season. But Love Island 8? What is happening? What is happening? You have main cast. They play sticker twist, 2 boys and 2 girls twist. Gabrielle and Kata grab those 2 boys and 2 girls and leave. They come back. Of course, Gabrielle chose Bea and Kata chose Zach. And then Bryce and Trinity are back together. One of the least toxic couples in the villa. But then Corbin enters the villa, steals Kenzie. I thought Kenzie was choosing Sean, but she said later she was choosing Corbin. Which, by the way, worst representation of my city. Sean is a city away from me. He was a police officer in my city. A police officer from my city? There has to be better people here. Oh my god. Anyway, Soul and Jen enter the villa. Caleb enters the villa. Sincere is sincerely infatuated with Soul. Gabrielle is infatuated with Jen. That leaves Melanie and Bea. Caleb is infatuated with Kenzie. That leaves Corbin. So Kenzie is occupied with Caleb. Melanie is understandably and obviously upset with Sincere and turns her head toward Corbin, who she has been interested in this whole time. Kenzie gets upset at Melanie for being interested in Corbin but doing nothing burger fuck all with Corbin out of respect for Sincere and Kenzie. And then Bea, my poor Bea, is just there. She has nobody because 3 couples are twisting and that leaves her with nobody. I feel so bad for Bea. I really do. I look at spoilers and that's why I know what happens. But I specifically want to bring up Caleb. He entered that villa, starts making out with Kenzie, Melanie, Trinity. When he takes her blindfold and gives it to Bryce, jaw on the floor. Kata, when he takes her legs and wraps them around his waist and Zach says, I can't watch, I can't look at this, and he puts his hand up to cover Zach's eyes. I went feral. My jaw was through the ground. I was screaming. I was tweaking. Oh my god, I have never found a country boy to be so hot. I can't stop thinking about it. But this season has been so toxic and manipulative. I think almost all of these people are bad people. I forgot to mention Zach tripping up Bryce, saying Trinity isn't for him, doesn't want him, doesn't like him, when Trinity is running around the whole villa telling everybody how much she likes Bryce. Are you fucking me? I think he is trying to eliminate competition because he's competitive with his brother from last season. He said he was going to get farther. He's trying to get farther. He'll do anything to get farther. It's fucked. You would risk ruining a relationship, a friendship, a best friendship to get money? For money? I would fucking never. This season. Speaking of the villa, the island, the beach, the pool, I have been going to the pool as often as I can. I got kind of tan, but I need to get more tan. However, pools give me so much anxiety. I have acne, boob knee, back knee. I have body hair all over all the time. It grows back the day I shave, and that gives me so much anxiety. Excuse me. I have body dysmorphia, so I have body image issues. I don't love going to the pool anymore, but I try to enjoy it when I am there, and most times it is enjoyable. However, there was one day that was particularly awful. I don't have a pool pass. My mom and my older brother do, so they fast track. We got to the pool 25 minutes before I could go in. So I had to sit under a tree and wait, and I watched Love Island. 5 minutes before I could go in, I stood up, grabbed my stuff, and got in line. 2 minutes until I could go in. I was finally in that line. I'm starting to move. A guy in front of me backtracks for whatever reason, so I just go ahead. And then I am behind this family, giant family. Literally joshing with me right now. What the fuck? Mixed race. African American, Hispanic, white. And when I say white, I mean ginger. Whitest of the whites. This little white boy, about 6 years old, runs past and says, "Shut the fuck up, bitch." What? And then minutes later, he's saying or asking, "If you live with a fat pig named this, raise your hand." Talking about another girl in the group, in the family. She's so fat. She's such a pig. What are you talking about? What are you saying? I should bitch slap you. Why isn't the mother of that child bitch slapping you? His older sister, about, not joking, 6 or 7 years old, puts on black voice. "You are ginger. You're white. You're the whitest of the white." What? And then they leave this fucking cooler behind every time they move forward because the kids argue, "It's your job. No, it's your job. But it's your job." Just fucking take the cooler. Otherwise, it is going in the line and getting lost. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get in this building and to go into the pool. It's blazing hot. I'm tired. I just want to swim. Grab your fucking cooler. We get in the building, and this girl is arguing with her mother and speaking condescendingly to her mother, and then she walks away, puts her head on the wall, all upset or whatever. I don't give a fuck. She turns around, that little white boy is there. She goes, "I'll slap you." He says, "I'll slap you harder." What is going on? Where are your parents? Who are you trained by? And then I finally get in the building and I have to take a piss, and it smells like BO and shit in every pool bathroom. So it smells awful. I finally get into the pool area, walk past my mom saying, "I could've how long that line was." I throw down my stuff. Usually when we go to the pool, we get in the water every time by going down the slide. I was so hot at that point that I just jumped in the water and then told my mom everything. I waited about 20 minutes in that line just to get into the building that led to the pool. I do not want to experience that again. That was so much. What else did I have? I forgot about making s'mores. My best friend and I have been watching Love Island together, so we have been sleeping over and binge watching. I went to her house 2 days ago. Ate s'mores. Went to the store, bought the shit for s'mores, came back to her house, watched an episode of Love Island until dark, and then made s'mores and talked and gossiped and played They're a 10 but. So one, as an example, was They're a 10 but they bite their nails, and when they bite their nails they eat them. Comment down below if they're still a 10 or if they're a fucking 0 or anything in between, I guess. I think I would say 0. But we had fun eating 4 s'mores, which made my stomach so upset. I woke up, everything was fine until I was finishing setting up in here, my own room. I had to sit on the floor for about 15 minutes because I felt sick to my stomach. I thought I was either gonna vomit, maybe I was hungry, or I was gonna shit myself. It was awful. I think I might be a little lactose intolerant, but I don't care. I'm gonna eat ice cream and drink milk. Last story. In my, not last vlog now, but in Come With Me to Work, or Come Work With Me, Come to Work With Me, I don't know. That vlog, my 20th vlog, I mentioned that I found my key to my old job. Story time. I went to the gym while I was on my period. I had taken a pad from my purse, and when I lost that key, I ripped that purse apart. I felt inside of everything. I opened everything. I put it all back because there was nothing. But after our workout, I said I had to use the bathroom. My friends followed me in. They held my shit. I went to the bathroom, opened this pad, and something slid into my hand. It was the key to my old job. I had felt that pad. I know I did. There was nothing in it, but it was there. So I had to return it. I said, "Oh my God." My friends were like, "What, are you okay?" I was like, "I just found the key to Hoka." I was like, "I don't know if I told you guys, but I lost the key and I just found it in my pad." Unused, by the way. But I returned it, got a drink, matcha, lactate matcha, and then sat, talked, gossiped. I sit, talk, and gossip a lot, apparently. And then went home, ate dinner, continued filming. Yeah. And that is everything I had in my bullet points, I think, other than everything else shit, which just means what happened today. So today I woke up late at like 12 a.m. p.m. and ate breakfast, did my morning routine, watched a Janae Craig vlog and Love Island and Markiplier, edited my 21st vlog, which is uploaded yesterday. I just got